Rasty McGibbon with assistant coach of Adrian College Men's Division I, Brennon Wachter. Brennon, thanks for coming on.
Yeah, not a problem. Pleasure.
We are down to a field of, I guess right now, 7 teams. You guys are taking on an opponent this afternoon that's very familiar to you, Liberty. Interestingly, you've played Liberty 4 times, won once in Lynchburg, and they beat you guys once back at Adrian. How do you feel you guys stack up?
Pretty well. Familiarity helps quite a bit. And really when you have 2 strong teams going toe-to-toe like that, it's just can't come down to a few bounces, but a lot of it is trust in the players that we have on the team, trust in our systems, and we kind of really rely on that at this time of the year to kind of continue to push forward through the rest of the tournament.
Talking to Bubba Mateo yesterday, one of the things that they said that you guys have done as a coaching staff, and they thought it was excellent. As the year has progressed, also the intensity of the schedule has progressed. Can you speak to that a bit?
Yeah, I mean, it's really interesting with, a lot of the guys, that we have coming from juniors are used to playing 45, 60 games a year. And then when you got down to, the D1 level, you're playing 30 to 35 in a season, then you have playoffs. And then 2, you have a 5-week break in the middle of that. So, things are definitely intense at the beginning, and then, naturally they have to ramp up, double what we've been doing. The biggest thing that we've definitely been preaching the last couple weeks is being 11 out of 10. And that's really crucial, heading into this point of the year.
These games for you at Men's Division I are single elimination, and it's every game's do or die. Do you think that it's hard to get your guys to reach down and find another gear to shift into, when they get to this national tournament? No,
I don't think it's not that hard for this group at all. These guys get it, and even like the sophomores, especially, those are the guys that we rely heavily on as well. And everybody knows what happened last year, so that's kind of been preached, right from the beginning of the season. You're either on the ship or you're not, at this point. So
you guys sent a very large contingent of players to the World Cup of University Hockey, and I think that really is speaks to the depth that you guys have. Probably, and I don't know, maybe it was 8 or 9 players in total that are the best of the best in from Canada and the United States. How do you think you guys are depth-wise? I mean, from outward appearances, you guys would seem to be incredibly deep.
Yeah, and every guy that isn't in the lineup on a regular basis, we kind of know that we can rely on those guys if something happened, and they can step right in and fill any of those gaps we have. That's kind of a saying. We've got W2D, we too deep. That's a big one for us. And at the end of the day, it's not if you're the first guy or you're for the 28th guy. At the end of the year, if we get it done, everybody gets the same prize.
You told me just before we came on that you are assistant coaching with Men's 1. You are head coach with Men's 2. How do you balance? I mean, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Gary is the assistant athletic director. Is that right? So tell me how you balance, and then kind of parlay that into the support that you get from the school.
Last year was tough. Last year was really tough. I didn't know too much what to expect, and then it gets obviously easier with experience, so I felt like I was able to kind of balance things a lot better. Tyler Fife, he graduated last year as a 5th year. He came back as a grad student. He's been helping us out really well. And then actually the women's D2 head coach, Maddie Maloney, she also stepped on as an assistant with me, and then I've got a volunteer assistant as well for myself. So we've got 4 regular coaching staff for the D1 team, and then I've got myself and 2 others as well. So that definitely really helps with that balance.
With Gary, professionally being in that role, tell me about how awesome the level of school involvement and support is for all of the hockey teams.
Oh, it's incredible. It's unbelievable. And coming from where I did, where the ACHA team was completely overlooked. Stepping into Adrian, and it kind of starts from the top with our NCAA team. We all work together on everything. We're all in the same office. So I think, having it start from the top down with that camaraderie and closest we have. At the end of the day, everybody's there, for the same goal. We all want to win and put the best product on the ice, especially, given that support that we have. If we didn't put as much work as we did into it, behind the scenes, we really would be kind of wasting that support we have.
Speaking about the product, what's some of the feedback you've gotten from guys who are experiencing this first national tournament in terms of the product that the ACHA has put out with organizing this national tournament?
Haven't really talked about it too much, but this was year 6 for me, and then this is obviously only my second year national tournament, and just with the ACHA growing over the last 10 years, it's really been incredible. I think it was 2015. I actually played for Carl Trozine when he was at Northern.
Yeah.
And nobody even really seemed to know what it was, 10 years ago, and now it's truly incredible how everything's taken off.
Well, hey, I want to say thanks so much for this. I want to wish you good luck today against Liberty, a familiar foe.
Definitely.
And thanks so much for your time.
No problem. Thank you.
This is Brennon Wachter, assistant coach with Men's Division I, Adrian College.